All right, Shalom. First and foremost, of course, got to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, which is named the Most High, Yahweh Shai, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And I just want to do a quick video, man, because I was just, I was just thinking, man, all right, I was just, pissed off about something. And I have every damn right to be pissed off. The scriptures tell you, Ecclesiastes 7:7, surely oppression makes a wise man mad, right? Surely oppression makes a wise man mad. Hey, so look, IETT, I'm a wise ass man is what I am. That's for damn sure I'm a wise ass man. You better believe I'm pissed off. And what am I pissed off about? I got every goddamn thing to be pissed off about. First of all, I'm pissed off about first of all, look at the condition my people are living in, and then look at the condition I'm living in too. Okay, it should piss you off. You have to get up in the morning, may I also add, which that's a shame. The scriptures say that's a shame to rise up early in the morning, and you can look that up to get the scripture. Okay, but here it is. We got to get up, work a 9 to 5, working on what? $8, $10 maybe. Okay, but I was working on $8. I know how that is. Right, living on an unlivable wage. And that's what we are. We are slaves to the system. Right, we are all, here to work and, be content with that. Why the fat cats on top, they keep getting that, keep stacking those racks. That's why you have a saying out there that goes, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And that's absolutely true, man. Scriptures tell you that the rich eat up the poor. And that's true. Okay, that's definitely true, man. Okay, and these Christian churches, it tells you in James the 2nd chapter, it tells you that it's a shameful thing, and it shows respect of persons to sit a rich man, in a better place than to set a poor man. And that's what these churches do. I gave Dave the story before, dealing with the church I went to with Rock Upon Him, back in the day when we used to, know each other, a church in Winter Haven, Florida. I remember the church, they would invite the homeless to come eat after church service, and there would be plenty, I want to say maybe 20, 25 homeless people that show up to eat. And that's a good thing that the church is feeding them, don't get me wrong. All right, that's a good deed they're doing. That's absolutely true. But they go off because what they do is they have a section put to the side in the back of the church for the homeless people to sit at. And then everyone else can sit away from them. That's going off. That's clearly going off according to James the 2nd chapter. Okay, that shows respect of persons. Scriptures say you're not supposed to be doing that. So that's a strike against Christianity, man. Okay, that's a strike against, this Christian plantation Christianity. And another thing they're teaching the people in the churches, man, they're supposed to, they're supposed to pay their taxes and obey the ruling authorities. Where the hell is that at in the Bible? You can't bring up Romans 13 because Romans 13 is talking about the kings and the governors over Israel. So you can't bring that up. That's a spiritual KO if you go there. You can't bring up, what is that, Matthew the 22nd chapter, the 17th verse, when they brought Christ the penny, when they asked him, is it okay for us to give tribute to Caesar? Christ said, oh yeah, if you want to, go ahead. They didn't ask him, they're telling us to give us, your money, or we'll hurt you. That wasn't the question. They said, is it okay if we willingly give our money? And Christ said to them, oh yeah, go ahead. Okay, but here it is here. You're forced to hand over, your hard-earned money, or you'll be locked away in a cage. That's slavery. That is called slavery. And these dumbasses out here can't figure that out, man. These stupid-ass peons. They call themselves Americans, man. And another thing, it's like these cats be out here on the 4th of July waving their American flag, acting like they're all free. It's like, wait a second, what the hell are you free from exactly? Like, what makes you as an American more free than a European or a Russian? And that's a real question. That's a real question. I guarantee you they don't really know. Nobody really knows. They'll sit there and act like they're smart, but no one really knows the answer to that question. So it just, going back to what I said at the beginning, man. Oh, another good one. Ecclesiastes 1 and 18. It says, he that increases in wisdom, he increases in much sorrow. Right. So since we increased in wisdom and knowledge, we're increasing in sorrow. And what's one reason behind that? Oh, let me give one example. According to the scriptures, we're allowed to deal with more than one woman. According to the scriptures, we're allowed to deal with more than one woman. But here it is in this society, right here in Babylon the Great, you can't go around doing that. Right. And if you are doing that, you have to, try to hide the text messages on your phone and hope that your wife doesn't find them. Because if she does, she can divorce you and take half of what you own. And that's pure wickedness, because the scriptures say only a man can divorce a woman. So you're goddamn right. We got to be pissed off living here in Babylon the Great, man. Someone asked you, well, why are you upset? I'll tell you why I'm upset. Right, goddamn right to be pissed off. As a matter of fact, if you ain't pissed off, or you ain't no wise man, then you're a damn fool. Scriptures say a wise man will be pissed off. Ecclesiastes 7 and 7. Especially living in this bullshit oppression, man, over here in Babylon the Great. Man, America got to pay for this shit, man. All right, this country must pay for what she's done. And she will. That's why the scriptures tell you in Revelation 18th chapter, it says what? Reward her double according to her works. And the cup that she hath filled to her double, which is what? Parabolic. Meaning what? That America is going to receive double for what she have done. What she's done to us, going back to, the 1600s, when we were, in slavery, on the cotton fields. They got to pay for that. Why? Because first of all, they did that to the Lord's chosen people. And the Lord's chosen people are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Where you are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Okay? So Americans have to pay for that. Oh, what is that? Revelation 13 and 10. He that leads into captivity, he himself must be taken into captivity. He that kills with the sword, he must be killed with the sword. But the point was what? He that kills with the sword, he that kills with the sword has to be killed with the sword. And he that leads into captivity, he himself has to be taken into captivity. Right, so those Europeans who enslaved the children of Israel over here in Babylon, guess what? That has to happen back to them. And that's only a righteous thing to do. That's only righteous. That's justice. Right? That's called justice, is what that's called. Bear with me for a second. Right, so going back to what I was saying, man. Oh, which, by the way, what you're looking at on the screen is a book named The Lost Prophecies of the Future of America by a man named Michael Snyder, which I actually own this book, by the way. It's a very good book. I definitely recommend you give this a read. You can find it on Amazon. I believe it's like $10. You got to pick up a copy, man. This is a fantastic read. But yeah, man, it's just, this place is totally done, man. That's why I even, let me say this, man. I was shopping earlier today because I had to pick up a few things, and I went in the damn dollar store, and I noticed it's not the dollar store anymore. It's now called the $1.25 store. Everything in the store literally went up 25 cents, and that's before taxes, right? Because you had to pay 7 cents on what you buy, individually, right? If I buy 5 things, I have to pay 7 cents, 5 times, 7 cents on each of those items, right? So $1.25 on everything before you count the other 7 cents in for tax. So it's just it shows you, man, and that's the main place, especially among our people. That's the main place that we shop, to get our goods. Why? Because we can't afford none. Why? Because we're living that slave labor, right? We're just servants. They give us enough, to feed ourselves barely, to pay the bills and come right back to work in the morning and repeat the process for, decades on end. You know what I'm saying? And if you're lucky, you might get a vacation, every couple of years. You might get a week away, if you're lucky. All right, so it shows you, man, that this place got to go, man. Right, Babylon the Great, this place got to go, man. The Lord got to intervene, man. Okay, because this is just getting to be too much, is what this place is doing, man. That's why the scriptures tell you that her sins, they have reached unto heaven. And what does that mean? That means the Lord is seeing what the hell's going on down here, man. The Lord sees. That's why you have all of these UFO sightings at such a alarming rate. Why? Because those UFOs are actually the chariots of God. The angels are inside of those UFOs. And they report back to the Most High, what they see going on here on earth. That's why the Apocrypha tells you that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Right? Beholding both the good and the evil. Nearly paraphrasing it. Okay, but that shows you, man, at the Most High is looking down, right? He sees what the hell's going on down here, man. Same thing with, what happened over in Sodom and Gomorrah. We all know how that turned out. Genesis, the 19th chapter. Okay, we all see how that turned out. And this place is 100 times worse. I mean, hell, man, we're living in a time where you don't even know if you're, looking at a real man or not. Let me tell you something. The other day I was at a mall. I went into one of the stores they had there, and the lady at the cash register area, where I glanced over, as I'm walking in, because I had to go to a certain area, but I glanced at her when I went in, and it was like, oh yeah, well she's, she looks attractive, right? A tall, woman. She looks pretty attractive, right? Attractive hair and whatnot. But then as I'm walking, I hear, people up there at the register, and they talk with her, and it turns out, you can tell by the voice, that it was actually a man. So here it is. I had sexual faults towards a man, but I didn't know, because she looked like a woman. So that's not my fault. I looked at her. She looked appealing because she had, that type of clothing on. And it turns out that it was actually a man. And that's just one example. That happened plenty of times. Like I remember, watching certain commercials, and it turns out, halfway through the commercial, they reveal that it's a LGBT, awareness, and Transformers and whatnot. Okay, so as I said, man, it's just, this place is going too far, man. It really is. Oh, and I want to comment on this real quick. You got these peons on there talking about well, they want to add a P to that, list of numbers. They want to add a P to that, which stands for, people that are attracted to children. I can't use the word, but they want to add that on there. It's like, are you a dumbass or something? They're not going to add that on there. Are you a damn peon? First of all, if people have a problem with a 20-year-old laying with a 17-year-old, what the hell makes you think people are going to accept a 20-year-old getting with a 4-year-old, which is totally against the scriptures? But even these cats over here in Babylon the Great know what that's off. So my question is, how the hell can you cats sit there and act like, what they want to add that on there? They want to make everyone accept that. What the hell world are you living on? Who the hell out here actually wants that? Because the last time I checked, if a person who's 20 tries to lay with a person who's 17, that's viewed as like such wickedness, and he has to be lynched from the nearest building. Why? Because that's called the modern day witch hunt. That's the modern day witch hunt. That's why they have these TV shows like I'll give an example. What's that one? How to Catch a Predator, right? So they make TV shows out of these things. Why? Because they're the modern day witch hunt is what they are. Okay? So what are these stupid ass peons on here talking about that they want to add a P to that? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Nobody's going to fall for that nonsense. So as I said, man, a lot of these guys are talking that wacky conspiracy nonsense, man. Like these characters like Russian vids. Oh, if somebody steals something from the store, and they show footage from in the store, and then the cereal box has the number 33 on it. Oh, well, see, that means it all has to be fake. It's like, come on. Are you retarded or something? I mean, what the hell are you talking about? Not everything is fake. Okay, real things actually happen in the world, contrary to popular belief, right? Out of a world of 8 billion people, well, just about 8 billion, obviously, real things actually happen, right? There's real robberies, there's real shootings, there's real attacks, okay? There's real, acts of violence that actually occur that are not made up to push some type of agenda. Okay, and that's what guys had to understand, that things actually happen that are real, that are not, set up and staged. Right? And it boggles the mind how many people can't get grasp that subject. And how can I say that? Because certain of these guys, whenever there's an event that happens in the world, they'll make a video trying to debunk or expose it. It's like, well, why the hell you be doing that? What the hell's the reason to do that? Once in a while, there might be something that comes up that they, might have their hands in it behind the scenes. I won't deny that. But to sit there and pretend that everything that happens, they have their hand behind it, nah, that's a bunch of bullshit right there, man. That ain't true. Oh, and then second, there's guys out here. Bear with me for a second. Yeah, there's guys out here that'll tell you, this whole situation going on with Russia and Ukraine right now. They'll tell you, oh, well, all that's fake, just to deceive people on TV. It's like, come on, not everything is fake. That makes no logical sense to sit there and pretend that everything in the world is fake. What the hell? What nonsense is that? You know what I'm saying? It's utterly ridiculous. And second of all, what we see happening in the world fulfills the prophecies. Because Christ said that there was going to be wars and rumors of wars. Oh, and pestilences. Can't forget that. You know what that word means. Look that up. Okay, all that's going on right now. Right, earthquakes. Are all those earthquakes Illuminati conspiracies according to Russian vids? I don't know, maybe. Go ask him. Oh, it's on the TV, so it must be fake according to him. It's not like we have, random people who recorded these events and put them on the internet that have nothing to do with, the mainstream media. It's not like we have that, as evidence that it really did happen too. You know what I'm saying? Which obviously we do. I'm just being sarcastic. There ain't much more I want to elaborate on. I just wanted to share a few thoughts on that real quick. Now just do a little spiritual flow. Let's see. I'll end the lesson off with that. I hope that was edifying. If anybody made it this far for the video, go ahead and put hashtag Snyder in the comment section, and go purchase The Lost Prophecies of the Future of America by Michael Snyder. And I'm going to say shalom.